One of my dreams was always to have a women's center to help battered women or different women that's going through a lot, because sometimes we don't have enough women encouraging each other. So I thought I would open up a center to help other women, to bring women that have had a lot of differences, that they will be able to share their testimony to help one another. Okay, my name is Lakita Bradley, and I am 34 years old. Okay, so I have one son, he's 15 years old, and I came to Iowa 12 years ago, and I was in a bad state. I came from Chicago, so it's really rough there. But when we came to Iowa, I was homeless for a long time. So I heard of AIDS to Women through someone at a shelter. When I started coming to the class, I know it's Christian based too, so this one lady was telling me in a shelter that she was coming here and she had like 5 heart attacks. And I was like, oh my God, that's, it's like I knew God, but I didn't really know God. And she was like, but God is a healer. And I was like, oh, I want to know that God. I was like, Lord, you have to bless us to get out of this type of situation, because I want to live in peace. I dealt with fear, and I always was afraid. I dealt with really bad anxiety, and I thought I was going to have to be on medicine for a long time. And then after I talked to the lady that had the heart attack, I started going to church. And so I was like, God, you got to heal me of this anxiety. I would just be scared that if I go to sleep, that I would die. You know what I mean? Like, something's going to happen to me, and I wouldn't be able to take care of my son. Just always fearful of just life, because it was so bad. That's like I couldn't catch a break. So one day I went to the altar, and I was free. It was years later, but I kept going, going to the altar like, God, you got to deliver me, because I can't live like this. And then right after that, this young lady was on the bus one time, and she was having an anxiety attack. I said, oh, what's wrong with you? And she said, oh, I'm having an anxiety attack. I was like, God is a healer. And I had a testimony to give her, I told her, I said, God is not of fear. He have peace, love, and a sound mind. I seen her like months later, and she was healed. And I was like, all that I had went through, with the fear, it was for somebody else. And if I didn't have a testimony, she wouldn't have probably, received that if someone hadn't been through that before. When I took the class, my attitude was like, ugh, this ain't gonna affect me, But when I was done, I realized I had a lot of problems, I had a lot of issues, and I was dealing with hurt from when I was 8, 7, way young, and that class took you way back that I thought didn't bother me, but it came in my adult. So now I'm better. Learning how to cope with each day of my life. A balance, and not to worry, because I usually worry a lot. So I'm doing less worrying. And as I started coming back here just a couple of months ago, I haven't felt so bad, I felt like the people that I be in the classes with are struggling with things, and I'm not alone, per se, in the things that I deal with. So the people are very kind and nice, like Dawn, she's so sweet. I just love her spirit. And then you can come here and pray if you need prayer to kind of cope with the week too. So I really like it for that reason. It has taught me a lot, just not to give up on anything, because that's all he have is me. If I give up, then he would think that it's okay to give up, and that's not an option. I always look at my son, and then when I think of him, I say I could go one more day. If I had a center, I would just have a lot of different groups and a lot of different things to uplift women. Because I mean, it's hard being a parent, a mom, a sister. I mean, sometimes you do everything in one, and sometimes we don't utilize the little things that we have to help us, and it'll drain you. It'll really drain you if you don't have a support system. The storm don't last always, and that if you have a good support system, which is like Bridgehaven, and get involved, and I mean, kind of tell your story a little bit, some things you'll come out of in a good way, and you don't have to deal with it by yourself, and never not communicate with people, because when you have all that stuff bottled up in the inside, that it can destroy you.